Day after day, after the tragic loss of her beloved boyfriend Luke, Rose engaged in a solitary, fervent ritual, burning intricately crafted paper cats for him. But one day, the veil between worlds thinned, and Luke, his ethereal face pale with exasperation, materialized before her. He pleaded, his voice a strained whisper, asking if she would ever cease. In the underworld, he revealed he had already amassed enough paper felines to open an entire chain of cat cafes. Within the solemn confines of the funeral supply shop, her gaze was fixed, unwavering, upon the shop owner's nimble hands. She delivered a grave reminder. Please make them robust. These paper cats, they are fragile, so easily susceptible to illness. The owner, a confident smile playing on his lips, assured her of his traditional craftsmanship, guaranteeing the cat's vibrant health. Thanthan nodded, adding a new request: more plump, orange cats, Luke's favorites. The owner readily agreed, then gesturing to a nearby crate, offered her a sample of newly imported turkey-flavored cat food, a guaranteed hit with the paper felines. Eagerly, she accepted. As if summoned by an unseen force, her phone rang. It was Sister Le, her voice laced with familiar exasperation, scolding Thanthan for her recent scathing livestream. Sister Le implored her to maintain a semblance of public image. But Thanthan's conviction was unyielding. Those charlatan Taoist priests deserved every single curse hurled their way. She dismissed Sister Le's worries, asserting that her image was already distorted beyond repair, and it was best to simply embrace the chaos. Without a flicker of hesitation, she terminated the call, her attention drawn back to the mesmerizing creation of paper cats. Once a celebrity, known solely for her striking beauty, Thanthan's career had stagnated, bereft of any true breakthrough. Until recently, a devastating scam robbing her of several million catapulted her onto the national news, transforming her into an overnight sensation. The central news anchor, mic in hand, introduced the victim, Ms. Ha, for an interview about her harrowing experience. Ms. Ha, her eyes obscured by the video's pixelation, offered a modest cough, a subtle hint of her profound embarrassment. She confessed to encountering a fortune teller who claimed mastery over soul summoning, promising a reunion with her departed loved one for a fee of $3 million. But upon transferring the funds, the charlatan vanished. Her voice, thick with regret, repeated her profound remorse. The video broadcast by the central station ignited a firestorm of comments. Laughter rippled across the screen, a collective mockery. Viewers immediately recognized Ms. Ha as Rose, their amusement reaching a crescendo. They linked her recent 3-hour livestream on fraud prevention, dubbing her the pioneer of fraud prevention, and ironically praising her painstaking acting skills for experiencing a scam that would then educate the world. But from the ashes of her deception, a new resolve was forged. Thanthan pledged to dedicate all her free time to exposing fraud, vowing to become the vanguard of the anti-fraud movement. Just yesterday, she stumbled upon a suspicious, magic-themed livestream. A man cloaked in a tight black robe, his eyes shrouded by a dark cloth, revealed only the sharp bridge of his nose and full red lips. Behind him, a suffocating darkness enveloped two ominous nude figures, male and female, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. The audience below worshipped him, hailing him as Grandmaster. Instinctively repulsed, Thanthan initiated a video call, boldly unmuting her microphone. She challenged him directly. Grandmaster, do you believe in karma? Deceiving others invites retribution. The black-robed Taoist raised an eyebrow, retorting with a chilling calm. And do you not believe that reckless words invite a cascade of misfortune? Before she could unleash a rebuttal, a plump orange cat, like a sudden omen, leaped onto her phone screen, obscuring the view. She cried out, reaching out, but the feline darted away, vanishing from sight. Her connection instantly ignited the comment section. Make way, make way. The viewers clamored, Rose's army has arrived for the exposé. Witnessing the surge of traffic, she brought the black-robed Taoist's demeanor softened. He regarded her with an almost gentle gaze. I can grant you a wish, he offered. Thanthan couldn't help but sneer. Grant me a wish. Are you a Taoist or a turtle from a wishing well? All day you weave these mystical deceptions. Does your conscience ever prick you? Her words sent the comment section into a frenzy. Some accused her of indiscriminate attacks, despite being wronged, urging reverence for the divine. Others lauded the handsome Taoist, proclaiming their belief in his innocence. If you truly believe him, one comment mocked, Why not buy his 23,000 RMB talisman? The live room swelled with more and more viewers. The black-robed Taoist frowned, then abruptly ended the livestream. The expose, distorted and sensationalized by news channels, ignited a massive public debate. Once again, Tan Tan found herself at the top of the trending topics. Support mingled with vitriol, a cacophony of conflicting opinions. But for Tan Tan, currently on a self-imposed hiatus, none of it mattered. What truly mattered was burning more paper cats for her beloved Luke today. She patted the large sack in her car's trunk, making a mental note for her next order with the shop owner. Next time, make some paper pandas. I think Luke would adore them. A fleeting thought crossed her mind. Were rare animals permitted in the underworld? The shop owner paused, considering. Likely. Haven't heard of any endangered species laws down there yet. Perfect. She affirmed. I'll pick them up next month. Consider it a pre-order. At Yong'an Cemetery, the city's largest garden, Tan Tan carefully dragged the sack brimming with paper cats, settling herself before Luke's grave. Luke, I'm here to visit you. She whispered, her voice a soft lament as she meticulously arranged the paper felines for burning. This time I've brought so many plump orange cats. You always loved the chubby ones, didn't you? And dogs too. Huskies, Shiba Inus, all so adorable. Next time I'll burn a paper panda for you so you won't be bored. Then a voice chillingly familiar cut through the quiet night. You won't be bored. I'm far too busy. Tan Tan nodded in agreement, then froze. Who said that? The tranquil late-night air stirred a sudden gust of wind, blurring her vision. Luke's tall form materialized before her, unbidden, his expression grim. Rose, he commanded, enough. Stop burning them. In the underworld, I've already established an entire chain of cat cafes. Tan Tan's mouth fell open, a silent gasp. Huh. He sighed, a soft ethereal sound, and with a gentle wave of his hand, the burning flames instantly extinguished. It's true. Please, I beg you, stop burning them. Every day, I'm forced to clean cat litter until my back aches. Tentatively, she whispered, so no pandas either. Luke raised a single index finger. One, just one. What about tigers, lions, snow leopards, wildcats? She pressed. He uttered a weary sigh. Are you trying to make me open a zoo in the underworld? Tan Tan considered for a moment. Could we sell tickets? He shook his head. No? Then forget it, she decided. Luke chuckled, a faint melancholic sound. Rose, 4 years, and this is all you have to say to me. She lowered her head, stuffing the paper cats back into the sack, then winked at him. You look just like him. A huff of amusement escaped him. Slowly, tentatively, she reached out her fingers, brushing against his. In an instant, his 3 slender, pale fingers detached, falling to the ground, like ill-fitting puzzle pieces. Luke froze, bending to retrieve them, then meticulously reattached them. You're not afraid? He asked. Surely, she mused, she had burned so many offerings she was losing her mind. She touched her forehead, muttering solemnly, then pulled the sack, turning to leave. I'm truly too sentimental. Even in my dreams, I remember such details, even the 3 moles on his arm after 4 years. Luke, his voice laced with indignation, followed. Rose, I struggled so much to come see you. Are you just going to abandon me like this? She clutched the sack, her voice laced with an inexplicable sadness. I'm sorry, I can't stay with you for long. Why? Every time I stay with you too long in a dream, when I wake, I find it incredibly hard to breathe. Luke gazed down at her for 3 seconds, then pulled her into a tight embrace, his voice a gentle murmur. Foolish girl, you're not dreaming. You're not asleep? How could you be dreaming? Through the thin fabric, his cold skin pressed against her, a chilling confirmation of reality. Luke. Her heart hammered. Is it really you? You've come back? He stroked her hair. Yes, I'm back. A security guard's voice shattered the moment. Girl, it's dark. It's not safe here alone. Go home. Tan Tan held Luke's hand, lifting it for the guard to see. Uncle, I'm not alone. The guard's face contorted. Not alone. Then are you with a dog? Tan Tan retorted, her tone sharp. Don't speak ill of others. The guard, now flustered, warned, Girl, don't scare an old man in the middle of the night. If something happens to me, I'll hold you responsible. Go on now. Luke squeezed her hand gently. He can't see me. Why not? Haven't you returned? He shrugged. I've only returned. I haven't come back to life. Of course, only you can see me. The security guard 3 meters away muttered into his flashlight. Good heavens, why is she muttering to herself? Please, girl, stop scaring me. If you don't leave, I'll call the mental hospital. Thang Thun hastily pulled Luke away, fearing the guard might suffer a heart attack. Her apartment, bathed in bright light, glowed like midday. Luke leaned his chin on his hand, observing with profound interest the cat sleeping on the windowsill. The feline Hoa Hoa merely cast a lazy glance outwards, uninterested in his presence. Hoa Hoa doesn't like to be touched by strangers, Tan Tan reminded him. Tan Tan, you simply don't know, Luke countered, extending his pale hand. Now I'm an expert at petting cats. No feline can resist these magic hands. He tried to warm his hands, then tentatively reached out to stroke Hoa Hua's fluffy head. In an instant, his slender, pale fingers were swatted away by the cat rolling across the floor. Luke calmly picked up his fingers, slowly reattaching them, an awkward explanation escaping his lips. Perhaps, paper cats are different from real cats. The scene was utterly absurd. Tang Than couldn't help but pinch her thigh sharply. Ouch! That hurts? Luke frowned, moving closer to examine her. What are you doing? Why hurt yourself? Nothing, she shook her head. I just can't believe it. Luke pressed his forehead against hers, whispering, I can't believe it either. After 4 years to see you again. You didn't go and reincarnate, she asked. He lifted his head, his eyes filled with a profound resentment. If I had reincarnated, what would have become of the hundreds of cats and dogs you burned for me? There were that many. Luke looked at her solemnly. Darling, do you know what it's like to raise hundreds of cats? Do you know what it's like to have a house full of cat hair and suffer from recurrent bronchitis every single day? If Hei Wuchang hadn't helped me open a chain of cat cafes in the underworld to offload some of them, I truly would have gone mad. Tan Tan recoiled slightly. Then next time, I'll tell them to make hairless cats. Luke rubbed his forehead. Stop it, darling. Don't burn anymore. I know you always think of me, but you don't need to burn so many. Occasionally, a single paper panda for me to play with would be enough. Oh, she said, a hint of disappointment in her voice. I was afraid you'd be lonely there by yourself. Luke wrapped his arms around her from behind, nuzzling her neck. No, darling. I know Than Than always remembers me, so I'm never lonely. Will you leave again? She asked. I don't know. This visit meeting you was thanks to Hei Wuchang. He said he owed someone a wish, and he conveniently asked me to advise you that Underworld has limited capacity. Stop sending paper cats. A wish? She mused, bewildered. Hei Wuchang. He wears black, right, and covers his eyes. Of course. How did you know? Naturally, I know, she declared. Yesterday, I called him a turtle from a wishing well. Luke laughed a dry, mirthless sound. You're truly something, Rose. It's all right. He has a good temperament. He won't hold it against you. Gently, she stroked his fingers, a profound, unnameable sorrow welling in her heart. Luke, your fingers. Why do they keep falling off? Was it because of the car accident? He paused, stunned. Car accident. Yes, she affirmed. That day we were in an accident. I hit my head and lost my memory. I don't remember anything, not even seeing you one last time. Her memories were fragmented. She only recalled happily leaving work, then waking in the hospital to the news of Luke's passing. It's better not to remember, Luke murmured. He winked at her. It wasn't an accident. It's because the underworld lacks sunlight year-round, causing my bones to become brittle. She was incredulous. You mentioned backaches and bronchitis, but now brittle bones too. Luke chuckled softly, gently kissing her cheek. Thang Than, you truly haven't changed at all. She looked up, caught off guard, and met his pale brown eyes, like a clear, shimmering lake, filled with an unfathomable depth of love. Unable to resist, she leaned in lightly, kissing his eyes, feeling his lashes tremble. I miss you, she whispered. It's been 4 years since I've seen these eyes. His gaze deepened, and his gentle kisses slowly spread. I miss you too. A sudden cough broke the tender moment. Luke slowly released his embrace from her waist. She buried her head in his chest, softly, exhaling her emotions seizing up. Luke, she stammered. Can your WeChat notification sound be turned off? It's ruining the atmosphere. Luke froze for a few seconds, then burst into laughter, his chest vibrating. Darling, I don't have a phone. Cough. It's just my voice, not a WeChat notification. A voice rumbled. Than Than spun around, startled to see the black-robed Taoist from the live stream standing behind them in an utterly bizarre pose. His hair was disheveled, his black robe caked with white fur. He clutched a cat in each arm, Another perched on each shoulder and head, and a tiny kitten clung to his left thigh. His initial mysterious noble aura had completely vanished. Than Than couldn't help but scrutinize the kitten clinging to his thigh. It was the plump one she had sent just yesterday. The funeral shop owner's craftsmanship truly was exceptional. It looked incredibly lifelike. Realizing he was the one who had brought Luke back, she took the initiative to greet him. "Hello, sir," he interrupted, his tone harsh. "Are you two done kissing? Not okay at all?" Thian's face burned. "Huh? Come on, stop teasing her." Luke gently pinched her cheek. "How do you think he looks now?" "For the past 4 years, I've been living like that." Hei Wu Chang, brushing cat fur from his robe, casually slumped onto the living room sofa. "Luke, I've come to take you back. I truly can't bear it any longer." Luke shook his head. "I said 3 days. That's because I didn't realize your life would be so miserable." Hei Wu Chang retorted. "I truly can't endure another second, another minute." Tanthan's heart constricted. "Please don't take him away. I can burn you so much money." "Do you think I lack money?" he scoffed. "I'll burn you many beautiful women, or handsome men." He scoffed again, dismissing her as shallow. At that moment, Hoa Hoa, the cat on the windowsill, slowly approached, attempting to jump into Hei Wu Chang's lap. Than was stunned. "Hoa Hoa!" "She's letting him touch her. I've raised her for 4 years, and she never lets me touch her." Hei Wu Chang smiled, looking at Hoa Hoa in his lap, saying nothing. Seeing Hoa Hua's black and white fur, a sudden idea sparked in Than's mind. "I'll send you a paper panda. Please don't take Luke away. Consider it a favor to Hoa Hua." Hei Wu Chang stood up, brushing the cat fur from his clothes. 3 days, not a minute more. Come, let's go." He snapped his fingers, and his form instantly vanished. The cats he had brought also disappeared, leaving behind only a pile of cat fur on the floor. Watching the scattered cat fur, Than's eyes welled with tears. "I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I unconsciously sent you so many cats. I couldn't even be with you, and instead I became a burden." If he couldn't bear it for a single day, then how did you live for 4 years? "It's okay, darling," Luke whispered gently, kissing her forehead, reassuring her. "Every time I cared for the cats, I thought this short-haired cat represents Than's immense love for me. This chubby one represents Than's deep longing for me. They weren't a burden. They were your love and your longing. Living with them was like being enveloped in your love and longing every day. It made me incredibly happy." "Boo-hoo," she sobbed. "All right, darling, don't cry. Look, Hoa Hoa is watching you." Than looked at Hoa Hoa and sobbed even harder. "She lets Hei Wu Chang touch her, but not me, I'm her owner." "Perhaps because he's Hei Wu Chang," Luke said, stroking her head, trying to comfort her. "But Hoa Hua's legs healed so well. I thought she'd never walk again." Tan stopped crying, confused. "How did you know Hoa Hua's legs were injured? We saved her together, didn't we?" "We saved her together? Why do I have no memory of that?" She closed her eyes, her head throbbing. Hoa Hua was a stray cat she had adopted. One of its eyes was blind, and one front and one back leg were crippled. It was very well behaved. Every time it slept, it would curl up in the corner of her bed as if only there did it feel safe. For 4 years, it had never let her touch it. But why had she adopted it? Why couldn't she remember? "Don't think about it," Luke murmured. "It's just a small matter." His cold kiss fell upon her again. "Darling, it's time to sleep." In the small dark room, Luke's dismembered body lay scattered in a pool of blood. His body was riddled with stab wounds. Than thrashed, waking from the crimson nightmare, gasping for air like a fish out of water. Morning light streamed through the window, illuminating Luke's flawless pale skin. Than, he asked, "Did you have a nightmare?" She gently touched his body, checking every inch, ensuring there were no stab wounds. Luke tenderly wiped away her tears. "Don't be afraid, it was just a dream." She murmured, her eyes red. "But why did I dream of your body covered in stab wounds? Weren't we in a car accident? Why would there be stab wounds on your body?" "Perhaps my appearance worries you," he said, placing his hand over her eyes, then gently kissing her. "Good girl, don't think too much. Don't go anywhere today. Stay with me, okay?" She replied subconsciously, still lost in his kiss. The image from her dream haunted her mind, a tightening knot around her heart causing her immense pain. The second day after Luke's return, her phone rang. "Hello, Than. Your paper panda is ready. Are you free to pick it up?" Yes, I'll be right over. She leaned lazily against Luke's shoulder. Do you want to see your new pet? He stretched. All right, good to get some fresh air. She glanced at him. Aren't ghosts afraid of sunlight? That's ordinary ghosts. He replied, a subtle flick of his hand, causing the silent room to stir with a sudden gust of wind, then settle back into perfect calm. I am a malevolent spirit, a very powerful kind of ghost, he declared proudly. Malevolent spirit? She frowned. Don't only those who die unjustly become malevolent spirits? Ha ha ha, you've said enough. Luke laughed, embracing her shoulder. I was a police officer. How could I become a malevolent spirit? She was about to ask more, but he swiftly removed her sunglasses. You're not even afraid of the sun. Why are you wearing a mask, a hat, and sunglasses completely covered? Annoyed, she snatched back her sunglasses and pulled him out. Please, I'm a famous celebrity now. Luke paused, his smile a touch bitter. I thought you'd only recently graduated. Turns out it's been 4 years. She squeezed his hand gently. Come on, let's go get the panda. At the funeral supply shop, Luke examined the paper panda for a long time. Luke, isn't it a bit too fat? She asked him, then turned to the owner. Sir, isn't it a bit too fat? The owner shook his head. That's what makes it cute. Too skinny isn't good for its health. Luke gently stroked the panda's ear. So what does it eat? She relayed the question. So what does it eat? The owner hesitated. Burn a few bamboo branches and see. Luke recoiled. Never mind. I'll wait for Hei Wucheng to ask him when he comes tomorrow. If it doesn't eat, it'll starve. I'm not taking it home yet. I'll pick it up next time. She looked at the owner, adding, Oh, and from now on, I don't need any more paper cats. Next time, make something else. What, your boyfriend doesn't like cats anymore? The owner stopped, realizing her boyfriend was deceased. He loves them, she clarified. When he was little, a cat saved his life, and he always said cats were spiritual creatures. But I sent him too many. He couldn't take care of them all. Next time, I'll send him some paper servants instead. You're so thoughtful, the owner exclaimed, giving her a thumbs up. We have many types of paper servants here. Would you like to see? Than Than raised an eyebrow. Oh, you have those too. Of course, plenty, he affirmed. Our shop always keeps up with the times. As he spoke, the owner flipped through a stack of magazines. Take a look. Which type do you prefer, Nay? She took them, scrolling through the catalog. Muscular, charming scholar, plump and warm six-pack abs. Luke's face paled. His eyes filled with gloom as he asked her, Is this a funeral parlor or an entertainment store? She turned to the owner. Sir, these magazines don't look very proper. The owner glanced at the magazine in her hand. My apologies, my apologies. Wrong ones. These are the correct ones. This new catalog looked much more respectable. Professional gardeners, talented chefs, dedicated caregivers, bodyguards. Luke, curious, wondered aloud. They almost have every type. Better pre-order one of each. Leaving the funeral supply shop, Than Than and Luke wandered around the street, purchasing a few strange items. As they passed a coffin shop, Luke suddenly stopped. Than Than, this owner has some abilities. Go inside and buy some talismans to ease your mind. But I just had a nightmare last night, she protested. I don't need them. He gently patted her waist. What if I'm not here anymore and you have another nightmare? Please go buy them. She reluctantly agreed, then turned to him. Aren't you coming with me? I can't go in, he replied. I'll wait for you here. The coffin shop owner was a woman in a cheongsam, fanning herself with a small leaf fan, looking towards the door. Your boyfriend? She inquired. Tan Than, replied curiously, touching a willow wood coffin, then stared at the owner. You can see him. Of course, the owner said, stroking her non-existent hair. I do have some abilities, you know. Tsk. Your boyfriend's resentment is very strong. Before he causes trouble, advise him to reincarnate soon, or he'll fade into oblivion. Tan Than gasped. A normal car accident. How could it create such resentment? Can you see the cause of his death? The owner handed her a talisman. Of course he... As she began to speak, the wooden coffins in the shop began to shake violently, as if an earthquake had struck. All right. The owner waved her hand. Your boyfriend is angry. I won't say any more. Than Than clutched the talisman, stepping outside, and directly confronted him. Why don't you want me to remember? Luke sighed. It's in the past, Than Than. Remembering will only bring you more trouble. This is better now. Don't listen to her nonsense. I won't fade away. I'll stay in the underworld taking care of the cats you send me. I'll wait for you. He affectionately kissed her cheek. Good girl, don't cause trouble. Let's go home. Tanthan was momentarily lost in thought. She always felt he had said that phrase to her countless times. Go home. Had she and Luke once had a home? She returned home with a heavy heart, quickly turning off the lights and lying down to sleep. Only when Luke reluctantly lay beside her and drifted into slumber did she slowly rise, pick up her phone, and leave the room. At 10:00 p.m., she called John Luke's former subordinate and closest friend and bluntly stated her desire to meet him. Without question, he immediately agreed. Sister-in-law, I'm on my way. Than paused, startled. It had been so long since anyone had called her that. It seemed that after Luke's death, everything connected to him had gradually drifted away from her. 10 minutes later, John arrived breathless and a little heavier. Sister-in-law, I was worried I wouldn't find you. I tried to visit several times, but Uncle and Auntie said you weren't well and refused to see me. As he spoke, a strange gust of wind, carrying sand and debris, blew directly into John's mouth. He instantly covered his mouth, coughing violently. Foolish boy ghosts don't need to sleep. Why do you need to do this? Thang. Luke appeared beside her, gently patting her head. Are you really determined to know? Yes. She looked at him. Luke, no matter what good or bad, I want to remember everything about you. Besides, it's my memory. I have the right to know. He gazed at her for a long time, finally relenting. All right, I'll wait for you at home. Only after his form vanished into the night did John stop coughing. He asked hoarsely, Sister-in-law, who were you just talking to? I was just on the phone, she replied. Oh. He paused, then carefully placed a paper box into her hands. Sister-in-law, I didn't want to bother you, but that bastard Zifeng is about to be sentenced to death. And I think what Luke left for you, you should have it. Zifeng. The name instantly filled her with a profound nausea. She struggled to suppress her discomfort, her trembling hands opening the paper box. Inside lay a familiar old phone and a diamond ring. Her head roared, the world spinning before her eyes. Sister-in-law, don't scare me, John cried out. She had been trapped in a very long dream. Under the dim yellow streetlights, Luke gently brushed the stray hairs from her ear. What do you want for dinner tonight? At that moment, John and a few friends happened to pass by, playfully teasing. Oh, the scent of love. This is truly the smell of love. The cool summer breeze, the vibrancy of youth, and my dearest Luke. It was their 3rd year together. They had just moved into their new home. Everything seemed perfect then, but everything began to change one weekend afternoon. It was an ordinary lunch when she, wearing an apron, knocked on her neighbor's door. Who could have known that simple knock would unleash a cascade of tragedy? Who is it? A voice called from inside. It's me, Rose, your new neighbor. The first day she moved into the rented house, she had met Zifeng. He lived across from her. He was gaunt, dressed neatly, and spoke with a slight local accent. Seeing her move in, he had voluntarily offered to help, leaving the impression of a kind, simple man. After a moment of shuffling within, the door slowly opened. He smiled gently. Little Ha, is that you? Yes, I'm trying to cook, but I ran out of vinegar. No time to buy more, so I wanted to borrow some. I don't cook much either, he said. Let me go look if there's any left. He walked into the kitchen to search for vinegar. She left the door slightly ajar, waiting in the entryway. How much do you need? He asked. Just enough for one meal. Immediately after, something fell from the shoe cabinet behind her. She quickly reached out and caught it. A dark phone, its screen off, fell directly into her hand. There was no password lock. This wasn't the phone he carried with him. As she accidentally touched the screen, it lit up, revealing the interface of a chat group named Cat Lovers Group. It showed that she had sent a video 5 minutes ago. In the video, a black and white spotted cat, all 4 paws covered in blood, with only one eye, stared at the camera with a gaze full of resentment and silent defiance. The background of the video was her familiar room. I starved it for 4 days. Now it's obedient. It didn't even make a sound from beginning to end. So boring. She clutched her mouth, her hands trembling, as she opened the group chat and memorized the sender's phone number. Little Ha, what's wrong? Zifeng's voice echoed from the kitchen, accompanied by heavy footsteps. She quickly returned to the home screen and turned off the screen. Nothing, my phone almost fell. She smiled, holding up her own phone. Zifeng glanced at her phone, saw nothing unusual, and smiled as usual. There's only half a bag of vinegar left. Take it for now. Thank you. I'll buy a new bag to return tomorrow. She took it from a distance, her eyes unable to leave the tightly shut bedroom door. He casually said, "No need. I don't cook either." She gave a forced smile and quickly left. From that day on, the image of the spotted cat haunted her mind. She constantly thought of the small creature suffering unprovoked pain and torture just beyond a wall, leaving her sleepless night after night. Luke knew about it, and his expression was also grim. He wanted to immediately knock on the door to rescue the cat, but she stopped him. It's truly sad. Zifeng hasn't committed any crime, but no matter how we think about it, we can't ignore it. So she used an old, rarely used secondary account to join the so-called cat lovers group. She quickly publicized the useful information on social media. Because Zifeng had some online notoriety coupled with his arrogance and cruel methods, little effort was needed. The story instantly caused a huge public outcry. Luke officially arrested Zifeng. Seizing the opportunity, she rescued the spotted cat. The locked door was a boundary between the human world and hell. In the narrow, dark room, the corpses of cats, both domestic and stray, lay strewn about, victims of gruesome deaths. Even in the blender, there was the corpse of a kitten. The spotted cat was the only living being lying still in a pool of blood, with only one eye silently defiant. Than Than looked at it, unable to suppress her pain as she touched its emaciated body. "Don't be afraid," she gently whispered. "I've come to love you." She took it to the veterinary hospital. In reality, it had no strength left to resist. The veterinarian looked at it for a moment, then advised, "I recommend euthanasia. The treatment costs are very high, and even if it can be saved, it might not live long." She refused. Luke hugged her gently, calling her name. "Than Than, I know you want to advise me," she interrupted, "but I can't bear it. Every life deserves respect and cherish. This is a stray cat. Its entire life, it struggled surviving on human scraps, enduring being driven away and beaten. Even though its life was humble and difficult, it still had to endure human cruelty and darkness. I just hope it can feel human love before it leaves. I wanted to know that at least for a short time, someone loved it." Luke was silent for a moment, then simply said, "All right." After that, they took it to many other veterinary hospitals. Fortunately, it was saved free from illness and pain. Its two front legs could even move again. By then, Zifeng's detention period had ended, but he dared not return. His home address had been leaked, making him a target of public outrage. Everyone knew of his criminal acts and true nature. Although she hadn't revealed her real name, and few knew she was behind the publicizing, to ensure safety, she decided to move. They predicted Zifeng wouldn't dare return home anytime soon, so they arranged to move in 3 days. Coincidentally, her birthday was in 2 days. She was waiting to leave work to celebrate her birthday with Luke. Luke had arrived at the residential area early. It was his first time leaving work early to prepare a birthday surprise for her. The building's hallway was filled with wreaths sent to Zifeng. The walls were spray-painted red with condemnations. The neighbors had already started moving out. The building was almost deserted. No one thought Zifeng would dare to appear there, but he did. He held an axe. Suddenly, from the corner of the hallway, he launched a fatal attack on Luke. Luke reacted swiftly, but was still injured. After a struggle, he was exhausted and fell unconscious. When he awoke again, he was in a dark room. His consciousness was lucid, but his limbs were powerless. Zifeng, gaunt and with dark circles under his eyes, laughed. "Too bad. I didn't get to wait for the pretty little girl. I only got you. At the police station, you were so formidable, Officer Luke." He swung his knife mercilessly, blood splattering on his face, making his smile even more terrifying. Luke's face was pale, his lips bitten raw, his body trembling with pain. He would drift in and out of consciousness from the agony. "They say cat meows sound like children's cries, but I have no affinity for children, so I'll have to trouble Officer Luke. I don't like prey that's too quiet." Zifeng sneered his hand, moving even more cruelly. "Scream louder." Meanwhile, Than Than and John were ascending the stairs. Luke had instructed John to pick her up to prepare for her birthday surprise. John, following the plan, blindfolded her. "Sister-in-law, are you ready?" she impatiently urged. "Hurry, open the door." The sound of keys clinking. The door opened and silence enveloped them. John, brimming with excitement moments before, grew suspicious. "Where's Officer Luke?" "What's wrong?" She couldn't help but remove the blindfold. Seeing the room was unchanged. It seemed Luke wasn't there. John ran through the rooms, searching. Look, the decorations he prepared are still here. Wait a moment, I'll call and ask if he had an urgent matter. Anxious, she started calling him. The phone went unanswered. Strange. She thought she heard something. She stepped outside. Her unease grew. After 2 seconds of silence, she frantically pounded on the opposite door. Sister-in-law, what's wrong? John ran out to ask. Blood. She gasped, continuously pounding on the locked door. There was blood on the floor. As she pounded on the door, Zifeng started, then quickly regained his composure and joined her in pushing the door. The door burst open with a crash, and they rushed inside. A mass of red blood clung everywhere, painting the entire room crimson. Luke lay on the floor, his body mutilated, no longer whole. His fingers had been severed, only 2 remaining on his left hand. As she embraced Luke's corpse, the world seemed to spin around her. She was so shocked she couldn't breathe. The next day, she awoke in the hospital and learned that John had driven his car down. As soon as he heard the commotion, Zifeng had jumped out the window in a brief panic and was immediately apprehended by the police. Luke hadn't suffered fatal injuries. His death was due to excessive blood loss. Before his condition became critical, he had briefly regained consciousness. In a note on his phone, he had left her a few sentences. Fortunately, you didn't come home early today. Tan Tan, listen to me. Don't watch the video. Live well. I love you. That video had been recorded by Zifeng. He had a habit of recording videos when torturing cats, so the room was full of cameras. Although Luke had told her not to watch the video, she didn't listen. She watched the entire video, witnessing every moment Luke endured pain, every drop of blood falling from his body, and the despair that gradually enveloped him. She also clearly saw Luke struggling to type the last words on his phone with his injured hand. As his body was consumed by blood, he collapsed, no longer having the strength to finish his final words. Even in the last moments of his life, he felt fortunate that she wasn't the one enduring what he had gone through. The shock was too immense, causing her to lose consciousness. With continuous mental shocks, she had suffered memory loss, choosing to forget many things, including Zifeng, their home, and the image of Luke's death. John took her home. Her head throbbed as if it would explode. Her hands were cold and clammy. Upon reaching home, she sat on the sofa, trying to keep her mind from wandering. She sought to stabilize her emotions, taking out the items Luke had left her. Holding them, she felt she needed time to accept and process everything, especially the painful memories she had forgotten. Luke was gone. Everything had to change so she could continue living. Now she only wanted to find some peace in their home, even if the past would forever haunt her. In the darkness of the room, the silence and warmth of Luke's embrace were the only things she could feel. The painful memories were gradually filled with his love and comfort. As they tried to hold on to every moment, the unexpected ring of the phone lightened the atmosphere between them. Her sister's invitation to a concert surprised her, but it was also an opportunity to escape her current pain and find a little peace in her work and music. Luke had touched the deepest parts of her soul with his boundless love. His dedication had helped her find the motivation to continue. Though the painful memories persisted, she knew she could continue to live and love, because that was what Luke wanted. There was still so much to do and to live for. She would continue this life with faith in good things and the love he had left for her. In the dressing room, the atmosphere was a mix of tension and warmth. Luke sat beside her, his presence her greatest source of encouragement. When she asked about her appearance, he always responded with pride and love, making her feel beautiful and confident. The unexpected arrival of He Wuchang, with his embrace and teasing remarks, lightened the tension somewhat. His endearing humor brought a touch of light to the situation. Though she felt a little anxious, Luke was always there, encouraging and comforting her. As it was time to go on stage, tears sparkled in her eyes. Luke kissed her with tender, loving kisses, urging her to live well and promising to wait for her. It was a heartfelt and powerful promise. She felt the profound love in his every word. He Wuchang continued to joke and make unexpected remarks, but it was his way of expressing support. As she stepped onto the stage, she knew that no matter how many difficulties and challenges, she always had Luke and her loved ones supporting her from behind. The breath of the stage, the lights, and the sound of the audience created a vibrant atmosphere. She began to sing, her heart overflowing with love and strength. Luke always in her mind, waiting and loving her from afar. On stage, amidst the applause and the dazzling lights of 1,000 lamps, She felt Luke's presence even if he was only a shadow. The song Sunny Day slowly flowed, each lyric carrying deep memories and emotions. As she sang of their memories and love, each lyric was like a piece of an unforgettable story. The sound of the late night blended with the falling rain, creating an emotional space. Though the stage lights glittered and thousands cheered, she could only focus on Luke's image, the man who had once been everything to her. As she sang to the final lines, where Luke smiled and slowly faded away, her heart felt torn apart. The lyrics were heavy with pain and loss, and she could no longer hold back her emotions. The microphone slipped from her hand. Its clang echoed in the quiet space of the stage. It felt as if the entire world had vanished, leaving only the pain and memories of Luke. Beneath the glittering lights, she still felt the warmth of the memories and love they had shared. But now those memories had become a part of the past, a part of days gone by that could never return. In the empty room, the pain of losing Luke and Hua Hua still weighed heavily upon her. Her eyes were red, her heart filled with inexpressible emotions. Although Hei Wuchang had explained the circumstances of Luke and Hua Hua, the truth could not soothe her pain. Hei Wuchang's words made her understand that Luke and Hua Hua still existed in some way, that she had a chance to meet them again in the future. But in the present, the loss and loneliness were very real. She felt as though she lived between two worlds, one the real world, where she had to continue living, the other the world of her loved ones who had departed but were still present somewhere. After Hei Wuchang left, she felt she had an important mission to continue her life and fulfill the things Luke and Hua Hua had wished for her. She called John, hoping to meet Zifeng before his sentence was carried out for a final farewell, though it wouldn't alleviate her pain. While waiting, she sat silently in the empty room, trying to compose herself and prepare for what was to come. Although the future was uncertain and challenging, she knew she had to continue for Luke, for Hua Hua, and for herself. In the interrogation room, she saw Zifeng's face again, and her feelings of hatred intensified. Zifeng, gaunt and with tear-filled eyes, begged her for a second chance. But the truth was, his remorse could not conceal his cruel nature. When he spoke of not wanting to die and pleading for another opportunity, she couldn't help but feel the falsity in his every word. The regret he experienced was not for the cruel acts he had committed, but for the consequences he now faced. Her question whether he truly regretted it clarified the truth of his real nature. As Zifeng attempted to hide his genuine enjoyment of others' pain and suffering as he mocked her, she realized his cruelty knew no bounds. He was not merely a killer, but a man utterly devoid of conscience. Her final words to him about respecting justice and his inevitable reckoning were a stark reminder of the true nature of fairness. Ultimately, Zifeng's arrogance and contempt were merely part of his game. He would not witness peace or redemption, only suffering and punishment for his own actions. That day when Zifeng died, the weather was beautiful. She, along with her parents and John's group, visited Luke's grave. "Luke," she whispered, "we couldn't let that villain live much longer, but finally we've avenged you." Her father suddenly turned. "Hua Hua." She followed his gaze, seeing a fluffy tail flash by. "Don't be so startled in places like this," her mother chided. Her father scratched his head. "I think I just saw Hua Hua." Her mother said no more, simply looking at her, gently advising, "Tan Tan. If Luke were alive, he would surely want you to take care of yourself and live well." She smiled at her mother. "Yes, Mom, I know. I wasn't usually an obedient girlfriend, but this time I'll follow his words and live well. Luke, we will meet again. Wait for me." In the underworld, a man in a black robe gazed wearily at a squelching pile of red flesh before him. The flesh slowly shriveled, and a small black and white cat walked through the air, its entire body emitting a white light. Immediately after, a man in a white robe appeared. Hei Wuchang lazily looked over. "Finally returned. Yes, thank you for your trouble." Bai Wucheng gently waved his hand, and the pile of flesh on the ground began to twist together, quickly forming a human shape. Bai Wucheng smiled. "Long time no see." Zifeng lay dying on the ground, struggling to grasp the white-robed man's hem, vaguely pleading, "Spare me." Bai Wucheng still smiled gently. Hei Wucheng disgustedly kicked Zifeng's hand away. "Let's go. He's truly disgusting." Zifeng suddenly vomited a mouthful of blood, and as his body regenerated, new red wounds continuously appeared. His fingers detached one by one, his eyes gradually blurred with blood and gore. 10 minutes later, he was a squelching pile of flesh again. This cycle continued. He Wu Chang vanished into the darkness. Bai Wu Chang paused, then knelt before Zifeng. Zifeng's voice was hoarse, as if swallowing thousands of knife shards. Kill me, please. Bai Wu Chang tilted his head. Do you believe in retribution now? 40 years later, she lay on a hospital bed, gently closing her eyes. Her surroundings were hazy, a white mist. Before her stood a wooden bridge. Oh, it's you, a woman in a cheongsam said, fanning herself, putting away her bowl. Come, they are waiting for you. She dragged her aged body onto the Naihei Bridge. Everything before her gradually became clear. On both sides of the bridge, the higanbana flowers bloomed fiercely, coloring the air a vivid crimson. On the other side of the bridge stood three tall, slender figures, one in black, one in white, flanking Luke in the center. He was unchanged, his eyes like a starry sky gazing at her. Luke, she poured all her strength into rushing towards the other side, each step lighter, her wrinkles fading, her white hair turning black. As she rushed into his embrace, everything returned to the beginning. Her love and longing had finally found their way home.